Hello, everyone. It's Heidi Dulaban, International Cultural Consultant and Etiquette Expert. Thank you for taking time to tune in today. We have a great and timely Dear Heidi question today. So, today somebody asked, Dear Heidi, with the upcoming holiday season approaching, how can I make sure that I am ready to host? Can you share the most important etiquette and guidelines for hosting, whether it's family or friends? Do the same rules apply for guests? Well, okay, terrific question. And golly, aren't these holidays fast? I mean, what's the deal? Every year, I swear it gets faster and faster. It's Labor Day, and then boom, we're looking at the holidays. So, okay, let's just unpack this and start at the beginning. Yes, there are rules, guidelines, if you will, for hosting. And, hosting any event at any time, it's a huge responsibility if you're going to do it well. If you want to do it right, make your guests feel really special, that you have taken time to include them, then it's a big job and a big responsibility. So, anytime you're hosting, holidays or not, you are responsible for the entire event, whether it's a brunch, a lunch, or a dinner. The entire event you are responsible for. So let's just create a scenario. Okay, so let's just say you're going to have some family and friends in. You're going to fill up your dining room table if you still have one, or fill up your kitchen counter wherever you eat. Let's have a holiday dinner. Okay, so first things first, the guest list. Who are you going to invite? I mean, it's important. You want to have a little mix with a couple of family members and a couple of friends. Sounds like a lot of fun. It's fun to pick people that maybe have a little something in common, or you think they might just get along for whatever reason. And makes for interesting conversation, and the conversation can really, really make a whole evening. So really put some thought into your guest list. But now let's take a big look at your budget. What is your budget? And budget's a big word. What's your budget for the finances? Holiday dinners can get pretty pricey. So, think about that when you're creating this invitation list and what you're going to serve. So, how much money do you want to spend? How much time do you have? What's your time budget? How much time can you put into this? What bandwidth do you have? If you're like me these days, is your personal bandwidth is getting kind of skinny, isn't it? So think about that, how much you can spend, how much time you've got to really prepare. Okay, we've got the invitation list. We know what we can do within our comfort budget, within our COVID risk budget. Are you going to ask people to be vaccinated? How are you going to handle that? That's something to think about. Many different ways to do that. And we can, if you have an interest, drop a comment and we will address that during the holidays. So, for our general hosting rules, we are going to say we are going to set all our perimeters. We have a guest list, we have a menu, because from the guest list, we will ask our guests if there are any dietary restrictions or limitations due to any kind of, and you do not need to know. As a host, it's really none of your business if it's a food allergy, or there is a medical condition, or if it's a religious preference. Just ask, are there any dietary restrictions? And if you do not know your guests well, and then plan the menu accordingly. Please don't serve everyone, suckling pig, and one guest, for whatever reason, does not eat pork, and then you've got a plate of pasta for them. No, everyone should have the same. So, as the host, you're responsible for creating a menu that will suit everyone. And it's kind of hard these days because a lot of people are doing lots of different things. I had friends over recently that are vegans, and we had a delightful vegan meal, for even the carnivores enjoyed it. So the host is in charge of the menu. So now you need to invite your guest list. So send out an invitation, give them time, especially if this is a holiday affair. Gosh, people, their calendars, especially this year, we're sort of getting out again after the pandemic, their calendars could book up quickly. So send something out as early as you can, a couple of weeks, maybe even a month if you think that people will be that booked. If they're really close friends and family, maybe you just need a few days or a week. But your guest list should indicate that. Now, what are you going to do for the invitation? Send out something formal, something in the mail, an email, phone call, or a text? Well, I always say the invitation sets the tone. So are you going to pull out all your very best china and silver and just go crazy? Hey, for fun, send out an invitation. Why not? Sets the tone. You're going all out. You're putting a big effort into it. You want to just do something casual? Make like me, a casual would be making my mom's lasagna recipe. That'd be fun. And that could be just a quick text or an email. You can still use sort of like the paperless emails for invitations. They are really fun too. So, guest list, menu, invitation, the time, the day, just exactly what your guests should expect. This is going to be, a semi-formal dinner. We're going to sit at the dining room table. This is it. Put something on there about how you'd like them to dress, cocktail attire, or come casual, whatever. Let your guests know. Your job as a host is to let your guests know all about everything that they should be prepared for and to expect. Because you don't want your guest to show up in a tux and a ball gown and you really were going to just call for pizza. Or vice versa, how awful show up. This happened to me one time. It was really not clear what the event was, and I had a really nice blazer and slacks on. I thought it was pretty good. It was like a Wednesday night dinner. Turned out that the host greeted me at the door with a full length a sequin gown on. I did not understand that part. So make sure, as the host, you make it crystal clear what your guests should expect. So, the night of our holiday dinner, okay, have everything within your budget. I always say, and people that know me well always get a chuckle, but I say entertain with abundance. You cannot be a less than generous person and be a good host. So within your budget, all of them, this dinner should fit. So have plenty. You do not want to run out of things. Menu, we are making the dinner, we have plenty of everything. We are all set, table set, guests arrive. Your job as host is to greet your guests, make sure there's a safe, good place for their coat, purses, whatever they might bring in, and then introduce them to the other guests. If they have something in common, if they have not met, you might bring that up. Make everyone feel welcome. That's your number one job as a host, is to make everyone feel welcome. So throughout the evening, you need to keep the conversations going. If you see that people are sitting there not saying a word, start up something. Your job is to keep the conversation going. Perhaps you have a little cocktail reception before dinner and someone's just sort of standing there by themselves. Host responsibility is go over and talk to that person, get that person engaged. You want everyone to feel engaged and welcome. So during the dinner, yes, you are responsible for serving the dinner, pouring the drinks. Do not over pour. Do not, if you're serving alcohol, do not over serve your guests. That is a faux pas. You should not do that. And hey, big tip, don't over serve yourself. These guests, they're going to drink responsibly because you're going to pour responsibly and for yourself. Remember, if you have to have a glass of wine, next one have a glass of water. Wine, water. Your job is to maintain, keep everyone happy and welcome, and you cannot overdrink into that. So you want everyone to have a great time. That is the main job. And the host's responsibilities, you have to stay till the bitter end. You know, if this, say you have a lovely dinner, after dinner, you have coffee and maybe someone has a cognac or some after dinner drink, and you retire to another room, you go to your living room and you sort of sit and everyone's just, casually talking, and you look at your clock and you're thinking, this is dragging on. But no, you stay till the bitter end. You invited people into your home, you stay till the bitter end. I used to have a friend who used to say at the end of an evening, when he would host, he'd say, well, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. It still makes me laugh. But is that the highest form of etiquette? No, I'm afraid it's not. It was honest and truthful, but no, it's not what we do as great hosts. We stay until the bitter end. Now, if you do have a time constraint, that again, you should extend that at part of the expectations in the invitation. So, you question also asks, what are your responsibilities as a guest? Well, you have just about as many, and we'll do that in another video. Let's do that. What do you say? Let's go all over our hosting duties, and let's do one for guest duties. But suffice it to say, guests should respond promptly to an invitation. They should arrive on time. It's so rude. It is such a faux pas, French for a false step, a mistake, a blunder, for a guest to show up half an hour late. You blow the entire evening because so much thought's gone into this menu. And it's all about timing, isn't it? For the cooks out there, oh my gosh, we just hate it. Things are drying up or burning up or they're cold. So please, guests, be on time and dress appropriately, but your host will tell you everything to expect. Bring a gift. Bring a small gift if you're going to someone's home, and it should be something appropriate. It should be something that maybe from where you're from, maybe a book by your favorite author or the host's favorite author, if you know something like that. If you bring say, a bottle of wine, do not expect it to be served that night, because I'm sure the host has put a lot of thought into what wine to serve with dinner, what is pairing with the menu. So, guess other responsibilities in a nutshell: leave on time. Be sure you say thank you. Don't linger all night. Say thank you, go home, send a thank you note. Yeah, remember those? Remember the day, if you were like me, my mom would sit us down, okay, everybody would write out, my sisters and I would write out our thank you notes. You know what? It's really nice if the host put all this work, thought, work, money, using up all the budgets, their bandwidth budget, the least you can do is send a thank you note. You don't have the time to handwrite something, drop it in the mail, call them the next day. At least text them the next day. Tell them how great it was and how much you appreciated their effort. You know what? You'll get asked back, right? Isn't that what you want? You want to return because it was so much fun and you were such a witty guest. You want to be witty and entertaining. So I hope this helps a little bit. The holidays, it is so much fun. I'm hoping to do a little hosting myself this holiday season because, last year that was sort of a bust. And I'm going through these sort of thoughts myself: how many to have in, when to do it. I think you need to get on people's calendars as soon as possible and just really know your guests, know their preferences, and do things accordingly, okay? You don't want anyone to ever feel awkward. This is about making people feel valued, respected, and most of all, welcomed. So, hope this helps a little bit. I wish you all the success in your holiday entertaining. I'd love to hear about it. Drop me a comment. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. It's always so lovely to spend some time with you. I very much appreciate your time today. So thank you. And as always, stay safe. Happy holidays, and please be kind. Thank you.